Hey, what's up, guys? So, right now, I want to talk about the paradox of anxiety and how you may actually be making things worse. All right. So, very simple fix. Simple, not easy. All right. Because it's kind of counterintuitive. Okay. So, let's talk about anxiety for a little bit. Okay. I'm not trying to trigger anybody. Let's talk about it. All right. The fact of the matter is, if you ever felt anxiety, it can be very crippling. So crippling that you want to curl up in the cover and you want to stay nice and safe and warm and in this bubble. But what it really does is it strengthens the anxiety. All right. You can form a type of agoraphobia or fear of going outside because of this. All right. So, like I had mentioned before, but maybe you didn't hear me. Back in 2015, man, I was damn near bedridden for like a whole month. I was just taking Xanax that I kept getting from the ER because I didn't have any health insurance, and I guess I was somewhat lazy, but I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, and I stayed in bed with the Xanax, whatever. And it wasn't until I was like, you know what, man, because I kept going to the hospital because these anxiety attacks, and I kept thinking they were heart attacks every single time. And I mean, literally at the end of the month, I got tired of it, and I said, you know what? These Because you feel a lot of physical pain if if your anxiety is bad enough. You feel a lot of physical pain. You feel sharp pains in your chest, very sudden. You feel it in your left arm and all of that. And if you look on WebMD enough, you'll convince yourself that you're having heart problems. Okay, and then your heart beating all fast. Can't nobody tell you anything. All right. And at the end of that month, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not about to spend my life in bed. I'm not about to spend my life in fear. I got to do something about this. So I tried to get off of taking the Xanax. That was the first thing that one of the first things that I wanted to do. And so I did, and I was dealing with kind of like the seizures that you get in your sleep. They weren't necessarily like the type where your tongue goes in the back of your throat or whatever, and you have convulsions. And it's nothing like that. But it have you waking up feeling like really cloudy in the head. But I just kept pushing myself. And I'm not saying that I was consistent from that point, but what I was doing to get past that is that I started working out more, and I started, doing the things that I would do. I would go to the park a lot and play basketball, things like that. It was really tough trying to adjust, but I compare that to what I've been going through recently, and dealing with depersonalization because it's very tough. It's very frightening. When I try to play it safe because I'm afraid of what might happen, things get worse for me. Or even when I try to resist what I'm experiencing, it gets worse. So I accept. I accept how I feel, and I do what I have to do in spite of it. All right, because the world is still going on. All right, now you can take some time off of yourself to rest and relax and all that, but eventually you're going to have to do the things that you've been putting off. So lean into it. All right. I'm not telling you to put more on your plate than you can handle, but put something on your goddamn plate and build up momentum. Yes, test the limits. Test the limits. Don't overwhelm yourself. Test the limits. All right. That's the one of the best pieces of advice I can give to anybody, dealing with anxiety, fighting it off. You have to throw yourself out there. And it's always good to have something in the back of your mind like this. Like, if it's not going to kill me, what am I worried about? All right. So you got to get to a point where you realize that actually you're not dying. I mean, we're all going to die, but nothing that you're feeling is actually killing you. But you kind of caving in because you feel these things is really killing your upside. You know what I'm saying? So you got to sit down and ask yourself, what's worse. All right. So with that being said, best wishes.